Hi there, sign of Pisces. This is Kim here to give you your messages for the next 3-day messages. So, opening up to your spirit team, your spirit guides, and your angels for the messages. They're always from your Most High. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. My goodness, what are you creating? You have the womb, and you have the warrior. And you have the lover down here. So the womb card actually is talking about resetting back to before an origin was created. Like, so before you were actually in a womb. Like before that and before that. So I think it's talking about you and your cause here. With the warrior, there's you would be a person that feels like you have a divine cause, or like I say in the last collective, you're a proponent for the light. So you're a champion for it. You've definitely gone through some spiritual warfare then, but this card is kind of asking you to ask yourself, who are you? Who are you really before this form? What do you feel like you're supposed to fight for here, or you're supposed to stand up for here? And you have the diamond, like where a third eye would be. So you have vision, and this is a card that's asking you to question yourself. Okay, I have all this armor. What's it for? What's it for? What am I doing with it? So maybe about the things that you're fighting for in life. The lover, a significant person in your life. Let's use this, what is this? The Kipper-ish deck. And let's see if we can maybe get more information. Of course, this is like a beautiful swan on the cover. So, effortlessly looking graceful because it's natural to you. I would think somebody probably sees you that way. Somebody may be enamored with you, just really feel a connection to you or love for you. So it can be more than one person. It doesn't just have to be like a romantic. There's somebody here that can see your warrior side. Your warrior side. I have trusted. 22, family. 21, high honor. Are you military? And what's the voodoo doing? Whoa, out of sync. I was pulling my own. I don't know if I don't want to say it, and then it, like something happened, but it's about me, not you. I pulled, in this deck, they have death magic, and that came out for me, and I was like, oh my God. So I know that I consider voodoo, I'm sure that there's different sides to it, but I usually consider it in the category of black magic, okay, and manipulation, black magic, and things that involve actual live sacrifices and animals and stuff like that. So I'm really not into that, and I feel like when it shows up that there's somebody that may have, it might be evil eye that they've put on you or something like that, or there may be some type of, if you feel like there has been a curse on the family. My family has, which it depends on, I guess, who you ask, but if you're going to ask me, just to tell you a personal thing, is we seem to have had an entity run in, like, our family, affecting us, mainly the women, in certain ways. Either the roles that were played out by the different types of characters in our lives, down to illness and the demons that we had to deal with. Like when they say that there were things that were passed on, and you can just tell. I mean, if you're like me and you believe that these things are very spiritual, like there's a spiritual war going on, right? So there are crazy people out there that will risk them getting bad karma to put out like a spell or hit on a person, not to kill you, by the way. That was my message. Not yours. This just might be like somebody trying to do something. But see, you have all of this support here. Could be even jealousy towards you and having a family, a nice family. But you have family members here. You are a trusted individual. You're someone that's looked at with high honor. I mean, I have on the 3D here, we have a person who's a member of the judicial system or protection. And we also have like the army. I guess that would be an army outfit. So, or uniform. So you see how I'm getting the feeling that even if this is on the outside, or that voodoo card is, even if that has happened, it's like your family is wedged and protected. And you could also be one of those roles. You could be one of those people, for sure, for your family. But I'm just seeing them saying, like, it's okay, Pisces, like, thumbs up, everything's going to be okay. You're a warrior anyway. So you've kind of dealt with battles. There might be something that you're dealing with that can be very much so that it can mean that somebody's been manipulating something. So tell me more about that. So I have to know if somebody's being malicious or if somebody's trying to start things. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody that would be trying to get involved or mess with your everyday life. It doesn't have to just be your pentacles or, your finances, but it can be like if somebody's literally trying to meddle with or disrupt your day-to-day things, like what you do day-to-day. Or work, too. It could be somebody from work or at work trying to mess with the money. Trying to mess with the money or do something that affects your money. So, Spirit, I think it would be time for you to put on your spiritual armor and just call in your protection. Because I see you being heavily protected. I just think that this is what somebody's trying to do. Or if somebody's trying to, like, take you to court for more money or something. I mean, so it doesn't have to be, like, a person thinking they're doing magic. They could be trying to manipulate the legal system. Because the King of Swords is in the reverse. I just feel, I feel like somebody could try to be manipulating like the legal or justice system, and maybe that's the person that's also in a powerful position, but they would misuse their position of authority. They would misuse trust. So that person's like not to be trusted, that King of Swords, whoever that is. See, this is how I see you. I see you as like unbothered by it. And quite literally unbothered. Like, I don't think this ends up affecting you, except that someone is a bit of an annoyance in your life. Abuse. 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 Oof. That would be that King of Swords in the reverse energy. It's like taking abuse or not, I don't want to say like that, you know what I mean? But something that you've had to experience. Maybe it's something kind of toxic at a workplace. As abuse can happen in many different ways, right? We have emotional, physical, but we have this, that it can happen anywhere. this seems to be like related to work for somebody in specific, and it's because there's a person that's trying to manipulate with that voodoo card. It's somebody that's trying to cause problems or wants you to feel bad. Why did I say want you to feel bad? I wasn't gonna. Or somebody's expecting that, something like that to happen to you. And like, I don't think it does, because I think your support is here. Awakening. Conflict. I have conflict on the bottom. I have awakening coming out. And it landed on top of the family. And on a sensitive note, that can be things that I remember when I was saying that there can be an entity attachment or like a curse on a family that brings abusive situations into your life, or even like these entities, like, you know, control a person, stir up the anger, get them to like if they're already prone to lashing out, that entity knows exactly what to do to get it to a intolerable, it's now abusive level. And that could be something here that we're awakening to in our family, that we have experienced or that somebody else had experienced. I hope not, but it is the card is coming out. We've all had some type of, you know, abuse that we have been through. Anything from bullying to, you know, you name it. So this is awakening. This is knowing something is going on, knowing. And there may be some kind of legal thing. Like it very well could be like somebody that even works that's supposed to be very trusted, that King of Swords, you know, somebody that's like supposed to be trusted. They're supposed to, that's why they're in that position. But it also makes it that much worse, like when those people are the ones that are doing something here. Like if you have a very militant acting father, more like a dictatorship than a, you know, if you had an experience like that, there's something about what you're here to fight for now. You are definitely a star seed, so this energy is coming out, and okay, which makes sense. Wow. I think this is you. Not that you're the flying the flying monkey. Not that you're the flying monkey, okay? But so you have starseed. It explains a lot. If I'm trying to also figure out why a certain type of soul would be put into situations that are very difficult to transmute. Very sensitive person, pick up, empathetic, you know, you pick up on things very easily. You may notice like everything. So I think you feel a lot, your roots come from out there, starseed. And you are a rising star. Okay, so you're rising to like your starseed purpose. You're rising up. It's going to take more of a center stage in your life, like your light. And so you have people that are trying to keep tabs on you. You have, then that could be an entity, that could be a person that somebody has hired. It could be a private detective somebody has hired, or even a entity working through people. They feel like they're a handler for someone. That would be the flying monkey. So It is because you're a rising star, and it also is because like you're about to receive something really big. And so there's kind of a knowing of that. I think you have been through some rough things, and it's part of this starseed journey. That I don't claim to understand, or to the point of being like, oh yeah, I see. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm glad it was like that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that, but I do understand there are things beyond my understanding in those regards. So that's what I'm getting. Anything else from tarot here about these? I think you're super protected here, though. So now the Three of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, protected on a fresh new start, you know, for your heart here. It's time for that. Painful things, to put them in the past. Maybe a significant breakup come in here, or just a sign where you know that whatever path it was you had been going on, you're not going to be doing that or going on that path. It will make a different decision for yourself, because the weight of the hurt has been lifted. And so you feel, I would think you probably feel lighter. You have the Ace of Pentacles here upright, which is an offer, opportunity, more money. So financial blessing coming into your life. And you also have that love offer. So it's like you have a big Ace of Cups and an Ace of Pentacles. So you'll have to have Spirit help you shed the pain and somehow figure out how to trust again. Because the Fool being in the reverse, it could be a little bit of hesitancy to go on a new path or have a new beginning. But I think it's going to be like, okay, after this horrible crap has hurt me, and somebody, like, I don't know, watching everything, stalking, learning how to love and trust again. So yeah, you're a rising star, and this could be bringing in like a financial big blessing financially, but also this is something you're gonna love. How fit you are. I wish that card described me. Bodybuilder, power, strength, forceful, determined, discipline, vigor, domination, push forward, influence, leverage, mastery, resolve, intense, resistance, self-improvement, and exercise. So you may be really physically fit. That's awesome. Roundabout, community, connections, new direction, keep it moving, controls the flow of information, solutions, circular reasoning, fluid, many working parts, perfect timing. See, it looks like a contract's coming in, and one might be on its way out or finally put in the past. It's something like that. More money for sure. This is a financial blessing coming in. It's something that you probably already know too, that is coming in. So person of Earth, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, but this is about the person who's very prosperous and they can support everyone. They're dependable. The rings, I feel like, is a new contract coming in with this Lover card. And maybe the ending of one too. I just think one is being processed out. Something better is coming. Contracts, agreements, bonds, strong connections, telepathy, like-minded people, engaged, interconnect, and a soulmate. Yeah, and the crystal ball, intuition, premonition, seeing clearly, discernment, sixth sense, divination. So let's get an angel number for the rising stars here. 7. Very spiritual, connected to godly. It's a godly number, 7. You possess a very refined mind and a deep urge to uncover life mysteries. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most. I am brilliant. All right, and if you need a private reading, the information's in the description box below. They are pre-recorded videos based on your energy. Make sure you put it in the checkout, the notes section, what you would like to ask. And thank you all for your support with that. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.